I hope you're ready to work on Kbands Live 139 here. It's going to be a tough superset to start with, so get a little bit loose. I'm going to tell you the setup if you need to pause the video, stretch a little warm up. We've kind of went through a brief warm up, nothing too crazy. Trying to get the blood flowing because these first two exercises are going to be a good little combo here. We're going lighter 3 bands. So I've got a 1, 2, 3 coming on the fusion cables, the top, the middle, and the bottom. What we're going to be doing is hooking those all up on the handles on both sides, and this is going to be a standing fly. Now, you may think you can put a heavier one on the middle, but what's nice about when you do 3 different levels is it keeps really good even resistance, not to mention that when we're working the lighter levels for us, and it's just a really good activation phase. So mess with the weights a little bit. If you've been with us for a while, you probably know which bands to use, but fail on the side of a little bit lighter because the next exercise is going to be awfully tough and your shoulders are going to be roasting if you go too heavy on one. But we're getting a failure both sides. First exercise, remember you mirror my exercises, and we'll just be rotating just as if you were a partner with us. We've got the bicep, what am I talking about? We've got the fly here, coming together, bringing your hands. And notice now you get more contraction as you get out in front with the fusion cables rather than just taking the same weight. When you're laying on a bench, imagine you take those dumbbells and you get straight above your body. Well, the load goes down through your arm and into the ground, and you kind of almost turn off your chest. Well, with the fusion cables, it's similar to like a cross cable machine, but way more affordable. And you have the whole kinetic contraction part of it where you squeeze in the middle, and now it's more resistance. I tell you, it's one of my favorite chest exercises, using these as a cable machine. Rep them out anywhere between 15 and 20 reps. You're going to get a great pump in your chest, but be sure that you don't arch your back. If you start doing it, you get a little fatigued and you let your butt stick out. That's not what you want to do. You want to rock your hips under, keep your abs tight, and then really squeeze in the front side. Now this exercise, you're going to be using a pull-up bar, and take your low row handle here, and you're going to put it on the bar, and we're going to be doing pull-ups from left to right. If you need to use wrist straps, I think I use them in just a little bit because my wrists are weak and terrible. But overall, you're going to be swinging from side to side, changing it up a little bit, and what you're going to feel is a lot more of a bicep type of a movement than your traditional wider pull-up. In your wider pull-up, you're going to get a little bit more lat, might even get forearm if you're going with your chin above the bar. Here, when you're doing this type of movement and you're going from side to side, you really get a lot of pump in your biceps. So this superset together, we've got to push, we've got to pull. Let's get to work, crank up some music, and let's do it. All right, I've been designing these workouts to be a little bit less moving and setting things up for you guys. We've got some comments that says, you know, I'm running around chasing you around trying to figure out how to get the setups done. So I'm doing a little bit better trying to make sure that you guys have less time setting up, more time exercising. But here we're going to throw on some weights on your squat machine. If you've got a pulley system built or anything, we're going to be using a low attachment with the wide W bar. If you don't have a squat rack or anything like that and you're just rocking the fusion cables, you can utilize the scrape exercise. Check out kbandstraining.com and just search the exercise in the search bar. I'm sure you'll pop right up and you'll be able to see it. But overall, we're just going to be doing a bicep exercise over there with some weights. This type of movement, you're trying to get a little bit wider and keeping a good straight wrist. When you get fatigued, you may want to curl your wrists. Do not do that. Keep a good straight wrist and curl up towards your armpit. Keep trying to activate. When you get a little bit tired, that's okay. Push through and get as many reps as you can. Remember, you got to get past that failure point. If you stop every time you get fatigued, you're not going to get any better. So we're going to keep the volume pretty high here, rolling in those hypertrophy sets. And we will be rotating now with a crossover punch. What I want you to notice is the hand position. Traditionally, we've done this exercise sometimes with our hand in a neutral position, punching across our body. But what we're really trying to do with a little bit lighter weight is try to get a bit of a twist. You're going to be seeing that my hand is going to start turning over. Turn your wrist towards the ceiling and start working down by your belt. It's going to be a little bit different contraction. You're going to feel it down towards the bottom, even the top. It's just all about where you get your hand to. If you stop really low by your waist, it's going to be more of a decline. If you take it across your abdomen and then raise it up a little bit, you'll get it more in the upper chest. So this specific movement, remember, not a neutral wrist. Keep the wrist up and press across with a good squeeze. All right, one of my favorite exercises with the fusion cables, and you will know why as soon as you do this one, is going to be a pressing motion off a bench. So you're going to move your bench up into an incline, and you'll leave your fusion cables set the way they were with the same levels. Whatever you chose in the earlier resistance levels, we're going to be doing them here too. And it's going to be a little bit lighter of a weight in this specific exercise. We know we're standing up and we're isolating like that. It may feel a little bit heavier, but when you sit on this bench and have a little bit better leverage, you're going to notice that you're a lot stronger. Set the bench distance, the proper distance, to where you can pretty much handle this by yourself. Sometimes we utilize each other handing off the fusion cables, but as you can see here, I walk right up. But if I get really too far away and I have to stretch those out a long ways, it's a lot harder to get on the bench. So just find that sweet spot where the bands never get any slack when you get to the farthest point of the back, you know what I mean? So when you take your hands back and you get deep, you shouldn't get any slack back there. So you want the bench far enough out from there, but generally what you're doing is you're trying to go nice and slow back, and then you press out as quick as you can. You're going to feel this down low in your chest, middle of your chest. Really, it's all about concentration and isolating, but that quick pulse, you're going to feel some great resistance as you get more tension with the extension rather than losing the extension and taking the load off your arm. So keep the pace, get a lot of reps, and we're going to be switching now with a laying down W bar bicep curl. If you do not have any types of dumbbells or weights at home, don't worry about it. You can use the ballistic bands or any type of resistance band. Simply loop them around your feet and then do that type of movement. But the difference is when you're doing them from the ground, it's kind of a good way that you can push your elbows on the ground and make it pivot. Really good isolation here. Some people will take their elbows up and pull them up towards their chest, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But in this specific movement, we're really trying to isolate. So if you set your elbows on the ground, you're going to notice it's a lot more bicep-y, okay? So this is what we're going to be doing over here. We'll be adding maybe just a smidge more weight, but overall, a lot of reps trying to get a good blood flow going in our biceps and our chest on the other side. Keep your pace now and enjoy this superset. This is one of my favorite supersets, and I hope you like it too. All right, biceps rocking, shoulders, chest rocking. We're going to now grab another one of my favorite bicep exercises, and we're going to be doing an elevated bicep curl behind the ear. I've done these in some other ones of our Kbands live workouts. One of my favorites, one of the best isolation exercises you can do along with the scrape. But you're going to drop that lower resistance band so you can work at a high L. But as you'll see in the video, it was a little light for us, so we ended up pulling off the top one and putting a level 5, so it was a little bit closer to our resistance. But you'll see that when it gets here, you can utilize the two that you started with, or add some weight as well if you find it's too light. The other exercise that we're going to be doing with this is going to be utilizing our bar. You're going to put that on the rack, and you're going to get real close to it so it's easy to put it down and pick it up. And what we're going to be doing is you're going to be doing some pressing as well as incorporating our abs and stability in our shoulders. Kind of a tough exercise. If you've never done it before, you probably should stay pretty light. If you've got some dumbbells, the one thing you want to be careful with is if it's getting too squirrely on you. So the bar, kind of eliminates a lot of the movement, but if you're more advanced, you may try to do some dumbbells as well. Overall, you're going to do a little bit of pressing, slide that thing above your head, and going to be a bit of a lemon squeezer pressing combination. You'll feel this a lot in your abs, and it's more just an activation stability factor for our shoulders. We'll put a little bit of weight on here after our first or second set, and then we'll be off and running. Enjoy these two exercises. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll keep sending out videos that you can enjoy each and every week. I hope to be a part of your fitness journey at home, and please let me know if you have any other questions.